With no shoes on. Unbelievable.
Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, Machine Militia, alongside Massive Joe.
Yeah, man.
And Steve.
We're here in Chicago, all the way from Australia.
It's a beautiful day out. Last year was a little bit cold. We had to wear jackets and stuff, which obviously he's not used to this weather. But we just came back from the Mr. Olympia. And, you know, I've been asked, I actually got a couple emails asking my opinions. In fact, a lot of comments on YouTube ask if Kai deserves second and if I agree with the placings. And you were at the show, right? You were actually at the at the event.
We were at the event.
What do you guys think about the placings?
I thought they were fair. We actually posted a bunch of stuff on our Instagram and our Facebook page.
What are those Instagram and Facebook pages?
The Facebook page is obviously massivejoes.com. The Instagram is @massivejoes. You should follow us. We post all kinds of cool shit on there. Anyway, we posted a bunch of stuff as the event was unfolding. So the pre-judging on Friday night, and then the finals on Saturday, and we called the placings. And a lot of the comments on Instagram in particular were people disagreeing with what we were calling as the placings, and it turns out that we were correct. We were spot on.
We did our original predictions, and they were pretty close. We had Phil and Kai first, second. Yeah. I think we had Wolf third. Yeah. But we had Ruley in there. I'm not sure what Ruley did.
Ruley didn't even come top 10.
I think he had 12.
No. So he was soft. He didn't come in conditioned at all for him.
Well, there was an issue. There was something going on with Ruley's midsection. I don't know if he has injured himself or something, but even when he was hitting the side poses, the side tricep, the side chest, he wasn't flexing his midsection. It was like he couldn't flex it. Before we get to the top 6, I'd like to go over a guy who everybody in every prediction I made, he wasn't even in my top 6, and he wasn't in the top 6. That's Big Ramy, and I think Big Ramy's a specimen, but you know, I posted on my Twitter that everybody thought he was going to win the Olympia contest. Turns out he could have won an eating contest. That's just how I joke. I have respect for Big Ramy. He's a big motherfucker. He's huge.
He's huge. But he's yet to nail any kind of conditioning. He'll do those, you know, local shows, but you go to the Olympia, man, and you're up against, I saw Phil in person, man, and you can't tell it on stage with the lights on camera, but you see these fools in person, and it is just feathers and striations. And Big Ramy's just soft. Yeah. He's just a big, soft guy. I mean, obviously he's big, and he's Ramy. He's Big Ramy. Yeah. But he's not ready yet. He has yet to figure out how to get lean enough. And the question is, if he gets lean enough, will he still be that massive? Yeah. That's the question. A lot of people diet down and they lose a lot. Look at Dennis Wolf. He was shredded, but I believe he got 4th because he had no fullness, because he attained that level of shredded. Now, if Big Ramy gets shredded, will he still be Big Ramy, or will he just be mid-size Ramy?
And I think the other thing with Ramy as well is, and the judging over the last few years would concur with this point of view, is you need a physique that flows. Yeah. This is why Greene can't beat Phil.
He'll never beat Phil.
Because Phil has a physique that flows right from his wrists all the way through to his torso, all the way down to his ankles. Everything flows. Everything's put together very nicely. You look at guys like Ramy, you look at guys like Dennis, you look at guys like Greene, and then they don't flow as well as Phil does.
Phil's just a genetic freak. Yeah. He's got perfect structure. He's got those muscle bellies that just don't quit. Yeah. And, I mean, Steve, what'd you think, man?
It was very similar to Sean Roden, but Sean Roden's just lacking that size. Yeah. I mean, his condition, he always comes in condition, but just he's lacking that size just to get up there with Phil.
Yeah. And also what I noticed, Dexter looked so impressive on his own. Yeah. And he looked like he made all those gains, but you put him next to those freaks and he looked like normal Dexter. That's it. You know, so I'm the first one who said, I saw some off-season pics and I'm like, Dexter might win the whole thing. He looks like he gained about 80 pounds of muscle. Yeah. But again, it's the Instagram selfie versus the actual show. That's it. Once you look alone, I look amazing. Next to Phil Heath, I look like shit. I mean, I look like I don't even fucking lift, and I'm a pro. So, I mean, you put like Ramy, who's amazing, next to anybody in the world, but you put him next to Phil Heath and Greene, and he looks like he's been eating Twinkies for contest prep. Yeah. I mean, Twinkies, Tim Tams, whatever you Australians eat. That's it. Last time I said Twinkies, Joe was there. It was at Limbo Gym in Adelaide. Yeah. And everybody, I'm like, you could eat Twinkies or Ding Dongs. Everybody looked at me like, I got Joe with the thing. Someone raised their hand and goes, what the hell's a Twinkie? So I learned my lesson. But I also got an email from a gentleman, I forgot the dude's name, But he said that Kai, and he sent me a video. I'm not going to link it because I don't remember if I deleted it or not. That Kai Greene should be fined and suspended for his behavior on stage. What do you guys think about that?
It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. The thing is when you're passionate about what you do, and when all of your time and your effort is going into one thing and one moment on stage, you can see, you know, the passion came out in Kai.
Yeah, but that was
it when you're in the heat of the moment.
I believe it was, and also I'm on both sides. One, I believe, and I respect Kai. He's always been nothing but nice to me.
Yeah.
What he did was out of line. He was a complete dick from the press conference to the show.
Yeah.
Whipping someone with your stupid hair, that's retarded. I'm sorry, that's a fucking potato move. But I will say it was the first time I was actually interested in watching a bodybuilding show. Bodybuilding's boring. You want to bring people in, you need excitement. You need to WWE that thing. You need to do what Vince McMahon was going to do, the friggin' WBF.
Yeah.
And that's what that brought to me. Like the press conference, Kai was out of line. Kai was out of line with the dead dad thing and all that.
Yeah.
He was. But guess what? You know, the way Phil handled it, I think he handled it like a gentleman. I think he laughed. I mean, it was funny. But it was interesting. I mean, you can't just... That's what's gone wrong with bodybuilding. It's so boring. And that was actually interesting. You brought in their personalities.
Yeah.
How Phil's kind of West Coast, he'll talk his trash, he'll laugh it off.
Yeah.
And Kai was just being, you know, a very aggressive runner-up. It actually had a storyline.
That's true.
If they get up on stage and they're just both buddy shaking hands and making babies, nobody's going to like it.
Yeah.
If they made babies, I think I'd watch.
But I think, you know, the placings, especially in the top 6, that's really what everyone focuses on.
Yeah, that was perfect.
I think the top 6 was correctly placed. Man.
Branch?
I can't really fault the way that the judges placed the top 6 guys. The other thing that we had a lot of questions on was, why did Dennis Wolf come 4th? You know, a lot of people had him 3rd above Sean Roden, or even in 2nd above Kai Greene. A lot of people were predicting that.
I personally, if I was judging, I'd put Kai Greene 3rd or 4th because his shape. I would. That's just me. He has great condition.
Yep.
But his condition, if you look at look, I get made fun of, you know, GH got this, GH got that. I'm the last one to throw that out. But when everybody says his side chest is strong, for me, his stomach sticks out further than his chest.
Yeah.
I think Kai Greene's lack of abdominal control and lack of symmetry and any kind of shape puts him automatically into a 3rd spot. I do not think he should be runner-up. That's just my opinion. And I know a bunch of Kai Greene lovers are going to hate on me, but I say that objectively speaking.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Kai. That's the thing. I like him. I've interacted with him. He's a gentleman.
Yeah. We're big fans of Kai Greene.
We're huge fans, but we're just being bodybuilding enthusiasts right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I agree with that. I agreed with the placings. I'm not going to... I predicted Phil to win, but I also knew that if Kai brought something special, but I do think that with his distended midsection and his just weird collection of body parts, that it's going to be difficult to beat just a genetic blessed freak like Phil.
I think, you know, moving forward from this Olympia, and I've said this many times before, I don't think anyone is going to beat Phil.
I think he has 5 years.
Yeah, until he decides to quit the sport.
I think he's going to win 9.
He's too far ahead of... Kai Greene won't win an Olympia because he has the wrong shape.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just not going to happen.
It's nothing against his training, his diet, his commitment. It's just what guy, like Kurt Widener, that natural pro.
Yeah.
My buddy Kurt, he's great, but his structure is what holds him back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just as muscular as Doug Miller, who's the best.
Yeah.
But Doug has that shape.
That's it.
And that's what you're looking at Phil and Kai.
And that's just genetics. So I don't think Kai is ever going to win an Olympia. And the other thing going against Kai is his age now as well. He's getting up there in age as well. But I don't think anyone is going to beat Phil Heath until Phil retires. He's too far ahead of Sean Roden. And then behind Sean Roden, who else is there?
I mean, especially with Dennis Wolf. I mean, you know, Dennis Wolf just can't beat the genetics of Phil.
No.
I mean, especially with his calves, he's got his high lat insertion.
The only one that has the potential to beat Phil is Sean Roden.
Sean Roden did put on 10 pounds. What if he puts on another 10?
I still think Phil's too far ahead.
Sean has, you know,
Phil hasn't improved that much.
And Sean's also up there in age. Sean's not a young spring chicken.
This is true.
So I mean, that's that. Is there anything else you want to add about? I thought it was a great show. The 212s, I thought, you know, Eduardo brought fantastic conditioning. Jose Raymond looked on point.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the sickest I've ever seen anybody come on stage with conditioning and vascularity.
Yeah.
But Flex Lewis, and we were talking about this earlier, why he should move up to the Open.
Yeah.
He has nothing else to prove, man.
No.
I mean, he's going to dominate. He's like the Phil Heath of the 212s.
Even better because he's younger.
No one's even close to. So if he wants to have a challenge,
yeah.
Again, Phil can't move up.
But you know what will be interesting to see is how Flex does actually stack up against the opens, against the big boys.
Yeah, he'll be up to like Phil's waist.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to actually seeing that on stage because obviously Flex is the best in the 212s by a country mile.
Yeah.
But how he stacks up against those bigger guys is going to be very interesting.
And once he puts on that size, if he can maintain his condition that he brings to the 212s.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Well, how is he going to put on that size? BioGrow.
Of course. Now hold on, don't BSN do something like BioGrow?
Do they now? They will. I'm sure they will.
And that's how he
we didn't have that in our. They didn't mention it in our meeting.
Cellmass.
Cell Tech. I mean, hey, we'll go back. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Massive Joes again. Subscribe to their channel, youtube.com/MassiveJoes. And also their Instagram, their Facebook. I'm gonna link it down below. Guys, thanks for being at my crib.
Yes, and thanks for having us.
And no worries, man. We're gonna barbecue right over there later, and we'll eat right at this table over here.
And we're eating clean.
Oh,
I mean, bro.
The bro off. Whether you motherfucking IFMers like it or not. I'm Marc Lobliner, Machine Militia alongside MassiveJoes.com. Because agreeing with placings when judging's supposed to be fake anyway. It's not a game.
You guys, it's not a game.
Oh, that's what's up.